A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing people out there. And in this vlog, I'm going to be talking about death is something that creates fears in the minds of many people. But if you understand life and death are two parts of the same coin, you would realize that life and death is actually simply just a cycle, and this world that we live in, it's extremely temporary, fragile, and full of illusions. When you lose someone you love, it really hurts. And I know that because I have lost some people who were really close to me and they mattered a lot to me. And it took me a while to accept that death is simply a transitional process. And those people who we love, we continue to love them even after they're gone. In order to make you understand why death is seen as such a shocking revelation is because of the connection we have with people who we love. We have this dire need to bring them back because we feel that the connection we had with them, the love we had with them is lost now and it cannot be retained. However, in the movie Interstellar, there's a very interesting part where Dr. Brand has a discussion where she questions about death and love, and she says, why is it that we love people even after they are gone? What is the explanation to that? Are we getting something material from them, or is it some kind of physical connection we get from them? Even a simple thing like hug or a kiss or a gesture? No, because love in its purest form is not quantifiable. I found this really interesting question on Quora where someone wrote there is an explanation of love by Dr. Brand in Interstellar movie. Based on that, is love a quantifiable thing or just a feeling? The 3D world, in the three-dimensional world, they want to measure everything. And we are all here to learn about faith. We are all here to learn about trust. We are all here to build our confidence on the invisible, divine, unconditional energy that surrounds all of us. And we need to let go and we need to surrender at the same time to make sure that we are able to live fully in the life that we have been given. I would also like to say that this life that you have is actually a calculation, it's a combination, it's a sum total of whatever happened in the past or the journey that you seek. And everybody eventually seeks to be connected with the source and to be in a singular state of mind from duality, which is like what earth is all about, to singularity. This question is being answered really nicely by Bradley Eversley on Quora, so I'm giving him a shout out. And there's one paragraph where he wrote, Cooper didn't leave Earth only because it was logical. He left because it's what he always wanted to do, driven by love of science and hate of the current human condition. Dr. Brand didn't want to go to Edmund's planet because it was logical. She did it because she loved Dr. Edmund. Dr. Mann didn't press that button because it was logical. He pressed it because he had the strong human connection to be with other people and to get off that hellhole of a planet. And Cooper did not choose to go back to Earth because it was logical. He chose to do so because he had a strong emotive urge to be with his daughter again. This whole film is about human emotion and not the drive only for greatness, but also the self-gratification and emotional connection. The emotion of love is so strong, Brand really starts to wonder if it's just a mixture of chemicals in the brain or if it really is some energy source deriving from an ascended dimension. She finally realizes that she has traveled billions of miles to once again connect with a man that may or may not be dead, all for one simple reason, which is love. She ponders this deeply for a moment. How can love drive a human being to do so much with no logical thought behind it? And she wanted to use that phenomena and just run with it. Something so profound, it must have a higher meaning, and that was enough to drive her to Edmund. Now, I'm going to connect it with why famous people kill themselves, why they commit suicide, or why do we get so shocked and bewildered when we see someone like, say, Janis Joplin or Jimi Hendrix or Kurt Cobain kill themselves or die in mysterious condition at such a young age, that too after getting all the fame, name, money, adulation, everything that a person wants. The simple reason is that a lot of people who reach to their prime career point, who reach to this place where there is so much success, they start to understand that this too is superficial. And you can literally understand this if you go really deep into the minds and feelings of your own self when you want something badly and you get it and then you lose interest in it. For example, you want to buy an expensive car. You work day and night for it. You work like 2 years for it. You save all the money. You do odd jobs or you work in odd hours. You sacrifice a lot for that car, and after 2 years when you buy that car and you drive it around for say 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or you go on a road trip, you begin to feel detached and disconnected with the material object or the feeling that drove you to first of all go ahead and pursue that desire of yours. With celebrities and famous people, they normally with the strong mental power, strong definite motive plan, they are able to get it, and when they get it, they realize that they are just like any other person, because fame, name, or money is also simply a material object. Could be because of their past life karmas, or could be because of their mind power. They're able to gain or attain that desire in a shorter period of time and in a much easier way. And not only that, they're being appreciated for their talent. Now let me also put one small point here. You may also know that there are also a lot of people who have no talent, who probably don't even have great looks, but still they get very famous. It's simply because they have created this image in their mind, that imagination or that visualization in their mind, that they want something and they will do whatever it takes to achieve it, even if it means letting go of that desire and still working on it without the thought of being result oriented. It may sound difficult to achieve, and I know it may require a lot of practice, because I have worked on a list of things which I actually achieved, and at one point it seemed absolutely impossible to achieve those things. They may not be as big as becoming a famous celebrity or something, but they were really difficult things to achieve from a common or a normal person's standpoint. And after getting those things, after those achievements, I didn't feel much of a difference in what was happening in my life otherwise. And this led me to actually think and do this analysis on these famous celebrities who literally gave this message to the planet, to all the human beings, that all of this is superficial. Don't waste your time in this. What is it that these celebrities were looking for? They were looking for love, and they were looking for genuine unconditional love. And in their thought, they realized that apparently they had spent way too much time in the attainment of things that were not giving them true love. I mean, it's great to have caviar for lunch, but if you have to have it all the times, morning breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, dinner, you may not like it at all. In the same way, a lot of people who want to be famous do realize that being famous is almost like a trap, or it's almost like an exercise that you have to do. It's a routine that you have to do, you have to follow. And if you don't follow it, there are many insecurities attached with it. So when a famous celebrity commits suicide, some of them leave a suicide note, or some of them have been going through some kind of depression treatment, or some of them have, in a joking manner or in a funny manner, like Robin Williams, have mentioned somewhere that they just think about ending their life because everything that they have attained looks very useless to them, and they do not feel the happiness that they dreamt once upon a time in their past they would achieve. So every human being on this planet is actually looking for true love. I have written a book called In the Name of Love, which is now available on Kindle, and I'm going to be sharing the link in the description box. Do check it out, because In the Name of Love is the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate. When you're born with gifts and talents, it's very evident for a lot of people to share them or to make other people aware about them, about your gifts and talents, in order to obviously get certain amount of attention from others. There are actually very few people on this planet who do all of their work and all of their chores to be a part of divine intervention, or to give a message to the planet, or to help in the healing of the planet, or to give back to the planet. And a lot of musicians and a lot of performers and a lot of talented artists are also very sensitive. They have this emotion, they can feel emotions, they can play emotions, they can enact emotions. So they have a bond with emotions, they have a relationship with feelings. For example, an actor is going through a really bad day and is in a very bad mood, but he has to act, or she has to act like this happy person with a smile on their face. They are able to do it, and they're able to literally convince other people that we are happy and we can pull this off. And in some cases, to do that, they need to take drugs, they need to take alcohol, they need to take some chemical substance that will alter their mood and hide their pain, and they would come back and be in the present moment. But this becomes a very costly practice, because this can actually cost their life, and on top of that put them into an addiction pattern where they try to escape from their actual bad, sad feelings that can tone them apart, feelings that can bring them down, only because they have to maintain public attendance and they have to be nice to people even when they don't want to be nice. They could be having a financial problem, they could be having a relationship problem, which is very common with artistic people, that a lot of them have relationship problems like any other. They have heartbreaks, or they have something that happens in their life that can mean that they need to take a break and rest, but only because they are a public figure and they have to go somewhere and they have to be somewhere, or they have to attend something, some party, some function, they cannot express their sadness. More important than to express your sadness is to actually feel your sadness, to be in your sadness, to know that pain is also temporary, just the way happiness, joy, sorrow, and all other emotions are temporary. This factor brings a lot of damage in their life, and what people don't understand is that we need to give them a breather, we need to give them space. Kurt Cobain, who shot himself in the head, and I have sung his song many times, especially My Girl is one of my favorite songs. And I wonder that a person who wrote such a melodious, such a deep, such a meaningful song, why would he be so pessimistic and so sad and so heartbroken that he would shoot himself in the head? That is simply because that what we see, because grass is always green on the other side, what we see as accomplishment may be just a routine for them, or just like any other job which they are not happy doing. Maybe they have realized, not maybe, they have realized that this is not something that they want to do. Now in India also, Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide by hanging himself. And a lot of people were very angry, very sad, and very heartbroken with his death. But people don't understand, or maybe it is still not in the general awareness, that he wanted to quit Bollywood and he wanted to turn into farming and work on different foundations and some other content oriented companies that he was already working and planning. This shows that despite being famous, he had figured out that this is not the be all of his life, and this is not something that he wants to pursue for the rest of his life. He wanted to do something different, and he wanted to work with nature. But he was also living in this bubble. He was also living in this phase where people look up to you, where you have an image and you have to live up to that image. And anything around that image, if that goes wrong, people are going to write you off. And maybe he also had this fear that if people are going to write me off, then how am I going to pursue the other things that I want to pursue? Maybe he needed funding, maybe he needed money. Now, from our perspective, we might think that, oh, he has so much money, he's worked in big projects, big movies that made billions. At the same time, when common people spend money on normal things, celebrities have to spend a lot of money on managing a huge staff, on taking care of many people who are helping them with their work, and most importantly, a lot of money also goes in constant marketing and PR. This is a very, very, very tiring exercise, and that's why it needs them to have a team in place. Now, Kardashians have been flourishing on marketing and PR for so many years, but if you look at their lifestyles, they are very, very toxic. They're all living a fake lifestyle which is full of fake controversies and fake scandals that they keep on reliving or living because they want their business or their product or their show to go on. This can create a lot of pressure, and obviously the pressure will show on your skin, it will show on your looks, it will show on your body. So what is the solution for it? Botox, plastic surgery, medicines, pills, a lot of alcohol, too many parties. These are the things that create an escape from reality. So as we can see that it is the desire of finding the most highest level of love that creates people to get trapped in Maya, which is illusion. And when they get trapped in this Maya, this illusion, this fatal and ghastly cycle. So on this note, I'm going to wrap up my vlog. My whole idea is to spread a message and awareness to everyone who's watching this vlog and to tell them that the real love can be found within you. For real love, you have to learn how to spend time with yourself. You have to learn how to love yourself. You need to have trust and faith in the invisible supreme entity. And you should also let go of all of these desires that cling you to a never-ending trap. These celebrities, by ending their lives or by committing suicide or just by being trapped in addictions that led to their deaths, have actually given a strong message to the normal masses, to the common masses who pray them, who adore them, that this is definitely not the right path. And if we, being on this pedestal, being here on the top of the world, we are not happy, then you can imagine that this is really not where you would want to be. Thank you so much for being here with me. All you have to really do is just be and enjoy your life on planet Earth, thinking that the universe is a candy jar and the universe is you. See you in another vlog.